Spirit talker, spoken wisdom. Speaking from a man's standpoint, from a male standpoint. Understand this. I am born as a male angel on earth. And speaking from that standpoint, I have two ways to connect with a female. I can connect with a female on a sexual level as a man with a woman. I will fuck her. I connect with a female in her lady stage, and how I connect with her in that stage, I will love her. As a gentleman, I will mentally, emotionally, and physically love her. But a man physically fucks her, suppresses her mentally and emotionally. And it's not just about suppressing her. He suppresses himself, because that's why he puts that at the bottom. He puts the physical above the mental and emotional. It becomes a PME. A gentleman knows in order to penetrate a true goddess on earth, you got to mentally, emotionally, then once you penetrated her mental and her emotional, or her me, her ME, then she will reward you with the physical. And that is heaven on earth. And that is the proper way to receive the daughter of God. Man will allow you to fuck his daughter. He will marry you to fuck his daughter and for her to take your last name. He okay with that. God wants his daughter to receive love. And that is to honor the oath to him. Parenting, providing, and protecting. And that is what a gentleman honors to God. And that is what God gives to his daughter on earth. A goddess. So when he honors that oath and she receives it from God, that is pure love from him and God. So I wrote an area to explain it to you, and I'm putting attaching it to this video. Please take the time and listen to it. Listen to it and let God speak to you. It's a message. Have a blessed day.
Spirit Talker, the path from man to gentleman. This is the core dichotomy between the earthly and the divine nature in man. I, the child of man, the man. Seed father, earthly, biological, driven by primal instincts. His nature, vulgar. This is not merely crude language, but a vulgar approach to life, focused on possession, conquest, and immediate gratification. His relationship to a woman. He sees the divine in a woman and is driven to possess it. His core act is to fuck, an act of taking, conquering, and physical release. It is a transaction of the flesh. The earthly father's role. A man marries his daughter off to a man. This is a transactional arrangement, a passing of possession from one man to another. It is a social contract for survival and lineage, lacking any higher spiritual dimension. Thee, the child of God, the gentleman. Spirit father, spiritual, divine, connected to a higher purpose and moral code. His nature, respectful. His every action, word, and intention is guided by honor, duty, and reverence. His relationship to a lady. He engages in a sacred alchemy with the lady. He does not seek to possess her divinity, but to be transformed by it. His primal impulse is refined into a conscious act of love, an act of giving, mutual reverence, and spiritual union, honoring her fully, mind, body, and emotion. The Heavenly Father's role. God desires his daughter to marry a gentleman. This is a sacred covenant. The gentleman takes an oath of duty and honor not just to the woman, but to God himself. The relationship is lifted from a social contract to a spiritual vow. Soul-bound in the eyes of God, not man. The transformation from fucking to loving. This is the heart of the matter, the alchemical process defined in 2 words. Fucking is about the self. Goal, personal pleasure, conquest, release. Energy, taking, consuming, dominating. It leaves negative energy, a void within her. Result, a closed loop. Individuals remain separate, or one is consumed by the other. Loving is about the other and the union. Goal, mutual elevation, connection, and sacred union. Energy, giving, revering, nurturing. Result, a true transformation. The tough creature becomes gentle. He consciously chooses the path of the chosen child, the child of God. This alchemy forges a new, sacred partnership. A true marriage between a lady and a gentleman. IV. The sacred alchemy, the role of the lady. The woman is the crucial, active agent of this transformation. She is the goddess fruit, the lady's grace. Her divine nature, patience, love, and standards provide the catalyst for change, the alchemical process. She takes the raw, vulgar energy of the man and, through the vessel of their sacred relationship, transmutes it into something refined and holy. She turns the lead of his base instincts into the gold of devoted love. The outcome. He emerges not as a man who fucks, but as a gentleman who loves.
The child of God desires love. It's embedded in our spirit. It's embedded in our spirit. Just like we think about our DNA and our blood, and we get our things from our Father on earth, what we get from God is the desire. He gives it to us in the form of a need. But we got to understand the difference between the wants of a man and the desires of a child of God, a gentleman and a lady. A gentleman and a lady desires. A man and a woman wants. The wanting of a man. Want. We never speak about our desires, but we think about them. That's why God gives it to us in the form of a need. And our desire is everything we want, all up in one. It's so much we can't even say it. So we say a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this. That's why we have so many wants. But when you understand your power, your communication between you and God, it's your power of thought, your desires is thoughts that you have all the time. God knows what you're thinking. God knows what you desire. He'll give it to you in the form of a need when you truly believe in him, in your thoughts, and knowing that he can give it. That's how you turn a want into a desire and receive it as a need from God. Understand that. Be that gentleman's desire, not his wants. Be his desire. You truly are his desire. He'll take you in the form of a want, but he'll use a want and want more and want more and want more and want different, want something else, because he will not think about you mentally, emotionally, because he has suppressed that. He'll just want the physical. He wants. But when he mentally and emotionally put himself into it, and then receive it physically, he'll never want to leave it. And that's a gentleman. And then he wants that loyalty. See, a man is afraid to give you that. And then for him to be loyal to you and to truly believe that you will be loyal to him. A man is afraid of that. A gentleman isn't. Because before a gentleman become loyal to you, he become loyal to himself. He will not give you something that he does not have of himself. And once he gives you that, he'll always have it. But you never want him to take it back. Because once he take it back, he's afraid of you. He'll never let himself, not you, he'll never let himself be betrayed by that. So he'll go back in, become that man. He'll never be a gentleman with you again. No different than a lady. That's a scorned lady. A woman, when she becomes your lady, you never want her to become a woman again with you. Because once she become a woman again with you, she'll never be your lady, because that means you betrayed her. And she has the wisdom. The ignorance of a man, he'll repeat it over and over because he keep on putting that physical before the mental and emotional. It's an insane cycle. But once a woman scorns, she's done. Understand which one will score you and which one will love you. The fuckery, the vulgarity of a man, the vulgar language, The disgust or the respect of a gentleman? Which one?
Spirit Talker understanding of a Lady of Earth, a mother to God's child and the daughter of God the goddess. The goddess oath of labor, a sacred covenant. The goddess oath of labor is a sacred vow made in the eyes of God. It is the divine purpose of a woman who aligns her will with the divine, to labor not for herself, but to raise the children of God. This sacred duty manifests in two distinct holy paths. The labor with a son. A mother's oath is to raise her son to be a gentleman. This means nurturing him to be a peaceful, respectful presence, a grazing spirit who can be trusted inside the home. He is taught to govern his primal nature, transforming it into devoted strength. His kingdom is the heart of the household, which he protects with honor, not force. The labor with a daughter. A mother's oath is to raise her daughter to be a woman in the world. 3 S's: strong, self-serving, sacred, capable, and discerning. But crucially, she is also taught to be a lady inside the home. This is the sacred balance. She demonstrates her power outwardly, but embodies grace, virtue, and divine love within the sanctuary of her family, the divine imprint of motherhood. This oath is woven into the very fabric of a woman's being. The ultimate demonstration is the 40 weeks. She spends carrying a child, carrying the potential of God inside her womb. This sacred service embeds a divine knowing deep within her flesh and spirit. Her purpose is to nurture that child with the desires of God. She is naturally attuned to this spiritual communication. We, as spiritual beings, must simply open ourselves to sense this truth. Our purest thoughts, our deepest intuitions, these are not random. They are a form of communication between our soul and God. To understand our sacred roles, we must learn to listen, sense, and know this divine dialogue. Spirit Talker, a messenger of God. The nature of your marriage is determined by the nature of the spirit you unite with. This union is recognized only by the eyes of man, the law of the land, and the institution of the church. It is a contract, not a covenant, and as such, it is not blessed by God. If you marry a man, you have a marriage of a man and a woman. But when you marry a divine child of God, gentlemen, you enter a sacred union between a lady and a gentleman. This bond is witnessed and blessed in the eyes of God. Honor the oath to God. This is all that is required. From the Spirit Talker.
Spirit Talker. This message is to explain womanhood to motherhood, manhood to fatherhood, and who's responsible for turning them into that. The date of conception is when God takes a woman and turn her into his mother of his child. That is the celestial being. The date of birth is when a woman takes a man and turn him into a father of her child. That's why she carries the name Goddess. She does the same job as God. She brings life to earth when God brings life to her womb in the date of conception. Understand that. You have to appreciate her for what she's doing, because Jesus won't let us inside heaven until we do. Have a blessed day.